What's going on, everybody? Mike Stadler,
Carl Bethke with you.
the Obsession Podcast, back at you. Carl,
Yes, sir.
I got a question.
What do you got?
It's a good one,
Is it?
because it's coming up, I believe.
Alrighty.
So, a guy asked me, actually, what is today? I don't know, whatever, it's a day. Sunday?
Sunday.
Guy asked me Friday. He's like, do you spray then till? Or till then spray? And he's talking, control spray.
Yep.
And then, when do we plant our corn and beans? Or if we plant corn or beans?
Alrighty then. Well, let's see. This is how this works. Number one, it's going to honestly depend on what we're planting. Number one. Number two. If you spray then till, so if you were to spray the weeds, let's just say right now things are starting to green up pretty good here in Wisconsin. I'd give it another week or two before I spray, but let the weeds get up, 5-6 inches, then spray them. And then you tilled, well, you kind of defeated your whole purpose. And here's why. If you spray, kill the weeds that are showing, and then you till, you just actually worked up more weed seed, and they're going to come back again. So you're going to have to spray. And depending on what you put down,
and I think it depends on how much time you have too.
That's a big one.
Because that's kind of one of those questions. I think you can go either way.
Yeah.
You can spray, and then you can till.
Yep.
And do you have time that you can spray it again?
Right.
And you can let it sit.
Yep.
Before you plant whatever.
That's a big thing. So that's what it comes down to. So say, this year we're doing a bunch of switchgrass on my property. So we're taking the cornfields that were a mistake last year, and we're going to convert that to switchgrass. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I just mowed. So we mowed all the corn down. You mowed all the corn down here at your place.
Correct.
So we're prepping now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let the seed, next week I'll go in there and I'm going to disc into the corn stalks and everything, get that into the soil.
Yeah, work it up.
And then I'm going to let the weeds come up to be 8 or 10 inches. When they come up 8 to 10 inches, I'm spraying with glyphosate and probably 2,4-D, which is grass and broadleaf stuff. I'm going to kill everything off. That same day, we're planting switchgrass. Mm-hmm. And what that does is it kills all the seed. We're not turning the soil again to work up the weed seed again. We're letting the switchgrass seed be put into there. Now this year we bought high quality switchgrass seed. I bought it from Jeff Sturgis, Whitetail Habitat Solutions. 80% of that seed is soft switchgrass seed, and it's expensive because that'll germinate immediately, and then there's 10 or 15% that is hard seed, which has to go through stratification process. That being said, when you get quality seed, soft seed like that for switchgrass, it costs more money. You can buy lesser seed, which is the hard seed, and you won't get quite the germination, or not even close to the germination you would get with the soft seed. That being said, once that comes around, that switch will start to grow, and it'll be short, and there'll be weeds in that switch. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to just mow it. We won't put any more chemical down on it. Beginning of next year, as soon as the snow's gone, I'll spray that switch with simazine, which will kill everything but the switchgrass because of the temperature of the soil. So that's that one. Now let's talk about the corn and beans. We use Roundup Ready corn and beans.
We do.
So Mike mowed off your entire front plot here. We're going to do beans and corn this year.
Yes.
Together.
We're going to mix them together.
Yep. And tell everybody why you do that.
Because the beans put it back in.
Correct.
The beans are going to put the nitrogen back in the soil.
Yep.
That the corn's pulling out. I'm still using corn here. For a blocker.
Yep.
Basically. My trees are growing up big. You've seen us planting trees and they're getting there. But we're still going to use it for sure this year. We got some more trees going. We are doing a row of switchgrass here as well.
Yep.
Not as much as Carl's, but again to help. So we'll be doing the same. But I mowed my corn off. I'm going to go in, I believe, and I'm going to till that field.
Yep.
My tiller, I'm going to work all that corn and everything into that soil. And then I'm going to actually see how it kind of turns out, but I'll plant it that way.
Yep.
And then I'm not going to spray it until I got corn up.
Yep.
You know, 4 or 5 inches.
At least. Yep.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. Then I'm going to spray it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to let it grow again for, it'll depend, I guess, kind of how it goes.
Yep.
But to the point it'll get sprayed at least one more time, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Because I do have a lot of clover in that field too, and I got a lot of grasses that'll come up, and it will take over that corn. It'll stunt your corn. I'll spray it the last time when I can barely clear it.
Yep.
You know, whether that be with the tractor or with the.
The one thing we should do though beforehand, we put 3 rye plots in there last year.
Yeah.
We'll spray that off before.
Yeah, that we're gonna kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're talking just a plain field, yes.
Yeah.
We are gonna do my edge different.
Yeah.
You know, that we're gonna set up, you know, when we're talking my inside edge towards the wood line. We're
Actually,
gonna.
Just so you know, I have another product I'd like to try on that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Well, remember how acidic it is because of all
Yes.
the hickory trees?
Yeah, hickory trees.
So, chicory loves that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So I can get that. So we'll try that, I think, maybe up against the tree line there.
Yeah, and that.
And just part of it.
And that area we're talking, we're gonna leave basically a 6-footish, you know, an ATV path or walking path.
Yeah.
Up against the woods, and we're mainly doing that. We're trying to stop some water runoff also.
Yep.
Because it's at the base of my ridge. So last year, if you remember, some of the storms we got washed a lot of my plots out, washed my corn out.
Yeah.
And we had to replant that, obviously. So we're going to try to do that. Plus, it's a nice access and exit area all along that bottom.
Right.
So
and this year without the
we're taking the plots out of the corn.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That was an oops.
I know everybody thinks we don't do any, but we do all the time.
We learn every year.
Yeah, so I mean, it goes both ways, like we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, depending upon what you're doing and how much time do you really have. You know, we usually press ourselves pretty thin.
Yeah.
On our time, so we got to really we're gonna plant this, then we're gonna spray this, or we're gonna spray this and then we're planting this, and then we got to come back and we got to spray again.
Yeah. We have another spot here on Mike's too. So if you guys watched the small property layouts earlier, we took the campsite plot.
Just gonna open it up a little.
She opened up a lot.
It's big. You can build a house in there now.
You probably could, but it's an even better spot for killing deer.
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
So that we're gonna have to spray. We're still kind of deciding. Mike might have an idea what we're gonna put in there for food.
Yep.
But that spot's gonna be freaking awesome this year.
And I think too, you know, what will be new for us, which you guys will see, is we have a seed drill this year. So things are going to be new for us too, doing that. And I believe that makes a big difference on what you're doing too.
How you're putting it. It'll save on your germination big time. I mean, we've broadcasted seed for 25, 30 years, guys. And it works. You know, we do have don't get me wrong, we got corn planters.
Yep.
But we've never had a seed drill like we got now. Mike picked up a seed drill last year for a great price, and it's an awesome looking machine. Bought it used. You know, they had converted it into a smaller size. Was it 5 feet? Something like that.
Yeah, an ATV size or mini tractor size. You know, so you can get it in your plots.
So you're going to see us using that quite a bit this year, especially for the switchgrass and stuff because of the seed cost.
Yep.
And I kind of got a chart. None of the numbers match, but they're close.
We like charts.
We'll
charts. Read it.
So
yeah, it's kind of, you know, especially I think, you know, the benefit where we're getting to now with your property and mine is we kind of know Like, hey, we got to do this now, and then this, because you'll kind of learn that depending upon your property or where you're setting it up, and it. You know, if it fails, here's the biggest thing that we always say: don't quit on it.
No, never quit on it.
You know, you can go back to one of our videos here, where that plot was my big bottom kill plot did not make it, and we went in there late August.
Yeah.
And sprayed that, worked that up, replanted that.
You killed the deer.
And I killed a buck in that plot, and that plot was beautiful by the time it got to late October.
Yeah.
So a lot of people quit. You just got to stay on it.
Yep.
You know, and
that's the other. Yeah, never give up on it. Spend a lot of money on seed, a lot of time, you guys, and stay with it. As for the spraying too, you know, there's many different chemicals to use. You have to educate yourself on the chemicals. Don't be spraying like simazine on something you plan on planting within 6 weeks, because it's going to die, and I don't care what it is, because simazine's going to kill everything for 6 weeks because it stays in the soil that long. You know, clethodim and 2,4-Ds. Educate yourself on what each one of those do. The safest spray you can use, and I cannot emphasize this more, is Roundup, or Roundup's real name is glyphosate.
yeah.
It's the safest chemical you can use. It's safest for your body, even though there's the, whatever cancer-causing things.
Everybody.
Everything.
Just don't get the 365.
Yeah.
Just be careful not to buy the Roundup 365, because you be done.
That's not a win. But when you buy Roundup is a brand name. Okay, glyphosate is what you're really looking for. When you buy it in a concentrate form, you're looking at like 41% glyphosate. A 2.5 gallon jug right now is going to charge, you can be between that on sale $60 to normal price $60 to $85 to $90 is probably the normal price right now. But that'll cover a lot of ground. And you can spray glyphosate and it'll kill the weeds. And then you can spray glyphosate again and kill the weeds if you have to. Never doubt that.
Yep.
Because as soon as it hits the soil, it neutralizes.
Yep.
And what it's designed to do is to get on the leaves of the plant, and once it gets absorbed in the plant, it kills it. Grasses and broadleaf. Unless you use Roundup Ready products.
Correct.
So hopefully that answered your question. We appreciate you guys listening. If you have any more questions like that, be sure to give us a comment right here in the bottom. Give us a like and a share if you guys could do that for us. We really appreciate that. If you want to listen to just the podcast, you can check us out at Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, RSS.com. If you want to subscribe to the channel, hit the Reaper in the lower right-hand corner.
Watch our beautiful faces on YouTube.
Correct. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for checking us out, guys.
Later.